As we're moving through this, now this is the third video so far, we're learning different ways of getting objects or components into our library. This time we're going to create a moment button. So it's those little tiny buttons that you've been using on breadboards. They're called moment switches or moment buttons or tactile switches. So we're going to create one of those. Then we're going to use some similar stuff here. We're going to go and find a symbol and footprint, but we're going to go and get a 3D model because it's not going to have one. So let's go ahead and get started here. We'll create a component. Again, we're going to go, we don't need to type anything in here. Let's just go right to import. And let's look, I'm just going to type in, those buttons are 6mm rectangles, and that's their 6mm tactile switches or moment buttons. So I'm just going to type in 6mm because that's sometimes easier to find. And okay, we've got a few items here. I'm pretty sure SparkFun has them. So if we open up their momentary switches, here we go. We can see the 6mm one. And if I click on it, we can see a symbol. Great. We can see a footprint, and we can see, well, that doesn't really have much of a 3D model here. We're going to fix that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say okay to this. And it's going to come in here. And just like with the resistor, it's going to have a bunch of stuff here. So we need to find the one that suits us here. And actually, if I move this over, and can I move this one over? There we go. Here we can actually see the 6mm one. And we can see it's got this package that I don't really want. Tactile switch, 6mm. So let's see here. I'm going to, can I delete this? It's going to say no. It's saying I can't. So let's go into packages. And let's, can I delete this? Actually, hold on. Let's go back here. I forget, how do I do this? We want duplicate, create, attach, remove. So yeah, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to come here. This is kind of strange, but this is what we're going to do. I'm going to remove that moment, the 6mm moment switch footprint. Sure you want to do it? Yes. Now it's just removed from here. If we go to the footprints, scroll down, we can see here it is. It's right here. Okay. And it still has this attached to it. So we can see tactile switch, 6mm. So if we go into packages now, I'm going to remove this because I don't want this to be attached to the to my package. I want a new 3D model. So I'm actually going to delete this. And now that's gone. Okay. And so we can still be here with our component. And actually, let's see here. Move this up. And one sec. And now I can come back down here, new, add local package. Let's open this so we can see a bit here. Here's that moment switch, the 6mm, and I'm just going to click OK. And now we should see that added here without, no, that's the kit one, sorry. There it is. So here it is, and it's got no 3D model attached to it. If I and if we try and connect it, it should, oops, all be this one. So now what we do need to do is we'll double click on this. We'll come in here, and we do need to change the pads again. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. So if you remember, 60, and that's already set to 40. and long. Hit apply, see what that looks like. That's fine. We'll do that. And we'll just continue that for the rest of these. 60, 40 long. I'm almost there. $60 and long. All right, so the footprint is all set, so that's perfect. The last thing is we do need a model. And, well, let's go ahead and we could try and design a model, but sometimes on the internet, people have already made models of things. So we're going to go and try and use the internet here. So I'm going to minimize this, open up a new window here, and we're going to type in GrabCAD, just like that. And we click on here, you'll see this website, hopefully. Now, usually it doesn't go right to here. It's kind of annoying. I think it's because I'm signed in. But you may get to you need to look for the library. So we'll go to the library here. And now you can type in whatever you want. So this is a website that has just 3D models that you can download for free. You may have to create an account. I've already got an account to it. It's free and simple, so you can just go ahead and sign in to create your free account. Now we want a 6mm button. Let's see if that draws up anything in our search. And it actually does. There's a couple. And we can also see that a lot of people are calling this a tactile button or tack button. So you know what, let's just go ahead and type that in and see if that hits anything else. And there we go. We've got a couple more here, options to choose from. Just looking at them, this one looks pretty good. Looks like exactly what we want. I'm going to click on it to see some more. And that looks great. If we look at these and we kind of scroll through these, just notice there's different versions where the button is a little taller than the next one. And that's fine. Excuse me, that's fine. But let's see here. There's actually a cool thing where you can load in 3D viewer. Let's go ahead and do that. And here we can actually look and see this thing in every view. This is the one I want. And if we look at it, it's the TS6 THT H4.3 step file. And that is definitely going to be the one we want there. So we can now come down here to download files and just go ahead and download this zip file somewhere. I've already done it. I've already downloaded it. But download it somewhere where you can have access to it in your Google Drive. I'm just going to hit cancel there. And it will come as a zip file. So you'll have to extract it. So you'll hit extract all, and then all this stuff will become available to you. Here, I've already opened it. This is what it looks like, or what this particular one looks like when you open it. We're looking for the model files. So here's that folder that has model files in it. If we open it up, switches, okay, you'll see it's got all the different variants, and the variants are just the size of that push button. It gets a little taller, but if you remember, we wanted that first one, the 4.3. That's the kind of most normal looking one. So just keep that in mind. Now, let's go back to Fusion and Content Manager. And here now we can go to, we can right click, excuse me, on Moment Switch and create, actually before we do that, it's actually smart to do this. Let's open this up and let's upload that file. So select File and navigate to where you have that tactile switch. Here it is, and let's just make sure we add it. So it should upload in here. Give it a second for that. And then once this is done, we'll be able then to import it similarly as we did with the LED into a 3D model that we can then use. Taking a second here. Well, we can go ahead and get into Content Manager here while this is working. Right click. There we go. You can see the button just showed up. And create new 3D model. That's fine, we'll call it that. And we'll go ahead and insert into current design. And look at that, it actually came in perfectly. As you can see, the pins are going right through the holes exactly as we want. So there's actually nothing else we need to do here except click OK. We can go ahead and click Finish and save and OK. And now if we look at our Content Manager and we come down to that tactile switch, go to Components, you can see this model is now part of the tactile, the 6mm switch. So now we can bring that in to our PCB. So now we've got the LED, we've got the resistor, and now we've got a moment switch all ready to go in our circuit design. We got one more thing we need to create, which is the battery holder, and so we will do that in the next video. I do recommend that it's probably a good idea to go ahead and just rename this one so it's easier to find. I don't know, something like 6mm underscore push button. I just find, if I rename it something that I'll recognize a little bit easier and different than all the other ones there, it'll be easier for us to insert this into our design. So we should see something like this of all our components, the LED, the moment switch, and the resistor. And we'll move on to the battery holder in the next video.